Hi, greetings students. Welcome to our week 5 and 6 topic of quarter 3 mathematics 10. And this is all about union and intersection of events. Are you ready? These are our most essential learning competencies. First, we have to illustrate events and union and intersection of events. Then illustrates the probability of a union of two events. Specifically, these are our objectives. First, we have to define important terms like experiment, outcome, sample space, event, simple event, compound event, and probability. Next is we determine probability of simple and compound events, illustrates events and union on intersection of events. And lastly, we have to illustrate the probability of a union of two events. Okay, so before we proceed, let me ask you, can you give examples of games that involve chances? Or the only winning strategy is nothing but pure luck? Ano, swertihan lang. Yan, mga mahilig magperya, ano? Example natin is the color game. Ano pa? Ayan, lotto. What else? The spinning wheel. Spinning wheel. Yan. Kumbaga, ito yung mga example ng games na wala naman talagang strategy, kundi kung ano lang talaga yung lumabas. Ano, wala kang magagawa and this is just pure luck. So, etong mga ito ay may kinalaman si probability. Ano, later, makikita natin how. And these chances are also important in some fields like sciences, statistics, engineering, and many more. So this video presentation, we will recall the concept of probability and we will discuss or find the probability of union and intersection of events. So here are the important terminologies we have to define first before we go through the lesson. First is the experiment. Okay, this is a situation or activity involving chance that leads to result. Diba? Halimbawa sa science, kapag kayo ay nagagawa ng experiment, meron kayong result na iniintay. Ano? Yun yung important or yung nilulook after ninyo as you go through the experiment. Next is the outcome, or in Tagalog, yung kinalabasan. This is the result of a single trial of an experiment. Yan, yung inaantay nyong resulta doon sa certain experiment, ang tawag natin doon is outcome. And we also have event. This is one or more outcomes of an experiment. For example, your activity or your experiment is tossing a coin. Ano, pag-toss ng coin. What are the possible outcomes? Kapag nag-toss ka ng coin, ang posibleng outcome ay it's either a head or a tail, tao or ibon. And example of an event is getting a head or getting a tail, ang paglabas ng tao or ang paglabas ng ibon. Yan. So, ito yung mga important terms. Next, recall natin si probability. As you can remember in your grade 8 math, probability is the measure of the likelihood that an event will occur. Or ito yung nagsasabi kung gaano kaposibleng mangyari ang isang bagay or ang isang event. And this measure of likelihood, ikina-quantify natin siya from 0 to 1. So gumagamit tayo ng number from 0 to 1 para ma-measure or ma-describe natin yung likelihood or yung gaano kaposibleng mangyari ang isang bagay. Wherein, kapag ang probability ay 1, ibig sabihin, very certain tayo, 100% sure na mangyayari yung bagay na yon or yung event na yon. While, if the probability is 0, then this indicates that the event is impossible to happen. Okay, for example, today is Sunday. Okay, today is Sunday. What is the probability that tomorrow will be a Monday? Yan, 100% tayo na mangyayari yung bagay na iyon or yung event na iyon yung na bukas ay Monday. That means the probability is 1 or 100%. Now, what is the probability that tomorrow will be a Wednesday? So that is impossible. Therefore, the probability is 0. And this is the formula in finding the probability. Suppose we are asked to find for the probability of event A. This is just equal to the number of ways event A can occur over the total number of possible outcomes. So, meron tayong mga example later. Yeah, let us define first simple events because we have two kinds or we have so many kinds of events, but two important are the simple and the compound event. Now, let's go to the simple events. Simple events, these are events which consist of only one outcome. Isang outcome lang yung iniintay nyo doon sa experiment na ginawa ninyo. And how do we solve for the probability? Ayan. Simply, the number of ways event A can occur divided by the total number of possible outcomes. Example, let us start with the basic. Let us find the probability of the following simple events. Suppose a die is rolled one time. Nag-roll daw tayo ng dice. First, we have to list yung sample space. Lista muna natin yung sample space. Yan. Ano-ano yung posibleng lumabas kapag ikaw ay nag-roll ng die? Are you familiar with die? Ito yun yung cube. Yung cube na ito. So, pwede, pwedeng lumabas ang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yan. Ito yung mga posibleng lalabas. Let us have the first question. What is the probability of getting a number greater than or equal to 3? Greater than or equal to 3. Ilista muna natin yung mga number na mas malaki o equal sa 3. So, it could either be 3, 4, 5, or 6. So, anong probability? Ang event natin ay getting a number greater than or or equal to 3. And ilan yung number na iyon? 4. 4 kasi ito. So, we have 4 over the total number of outcomes. 6. 4 sa 6. So, this is 2/3. The probability is 2/3. Next. Getting a number less than or equal to 3. Mas mababa or equal naman sa 3. Lista muna ulit natin. So, mag-start tayo sa 3, 2, and 1. Ilan? 3 ang nailista natin. So, the probability is 3 over 6 or simply 1/2. Okay? Ayan. Ito yung mga probability natin na sana laging in simplest form. Next, what is the probability of getting a number greater than 6? Mga number na mas malaki naman daw sa 6. Tingnan natin ang sample space. Meron bang number na mas malaki sa 6? Wala. That means we have 0 over 6 or simply 0. Ibig sabihin, imposible na kapag nag-roll tayo ng die, may lalabas na number na mas malaki kay 6. That's why our probability is 0. It's impossible. Next. Getting a number less than 7. Mga number na mas maliit naman daw sa 7. Let us observe our sample space. Lahat ba ito ay mas maliit sa 7? Of course. So we have 6 over 6 or simply 1. Which means we are 100% sure or we are very certain na kapag nag-roll tayo ng die, we'll have or we'll get a number that is less than 7. Okay, so this is simple events. Another example. Pagasa forecasted that there will be a 20% chance of rain shower tomorrow in the afternoon. What is the probability that it will rain tomorrow? Yan, 20%. No, 20%. Kasi sinabi na nga ni Pag-asa na meron 20% chance or the probability that it will rain tomorrow is 20%. Class, ang probability ay pwedeng in percent form, pwedeng in decimal form, or pwedeng in rational form or yung fraction, ano. Yan. So, it will rain tomorrow, 20% chance, or 20 over 100, or 2 over 10, or 0.20. Okay? And what is the probability that it will not rain tomorrow? Kung ang probability na uulan bukas ay 20%, ano probability na hindi uulan? 80%. Okay? Kabaliktaran, ano? Yun yung tinatawag nating complement of an event. So, this is pwedeng 80 over 100, or 8 over 10, or simplify pa natin ng further, sa 2 4/5 or 0.80, ano. Ito pala ay pwedeng 1/5. Okay? Next, we have compound events. Pag sinabing compound events, these are events which consist of two or more outcomes. So, merong dalawa o higit pa na outcome na dadating. And how do we solve for probability? Ay, ito pala. Ang clue word natin is the word and. No, kapag nakakita kayo ng and, ay, malamang ito ay compound. But first, of course, you have to analyze the problem muna. And how do we solve for the probability of compound events? Simply, we get the product of each probability. Ano? For example, probability of event A and event B is simply equal to the probability of event A times the probability of event B. Let us use this illustrative example. Let us find the probability of the following compound events. And this is the scenario. Your family is planning or preparing packed lunch for your community pantry today. A set of meal is consist of one plain rice, one viand or one ulam, and one fruit as your dessert. You prepare two viands, so chicken adobo and menudo. And there are three fruits available, banana, orange, and apple. Let us show the situation. Let us illustrate the situation using a Venn diagram. A tree diagram. Remember our FPC, nakagawa na tayo dati ng tree diagram. So this is the diagram that shows the meal combination. So ayan. We have, sabi, a meal is consist of plain rice, ulam, and dessert na prutas. So, sa sa rice, isa lang naman yung choice natin, the plain rice. Sa adobo, sa viand, we have two, adobo and menudo. And then, we have three choices for for fruits. Ano ba? Kaya ko to today. Sa fruits, we have banana, orange, and apple. So, our first combination is plain rice, chicken adobo, banana. O kaya plain rice, chicken adobo, orange. O kaya plain rice, chicken adobo, apple, and so on hanggang kay menudo. Our first question. What is the probability that a person will receive a packed lunch with plain rice, chicken adobo, and banana? So, based sa ating tree diagram method, asaan dyan si plain rice, si chicken adobo, and si banana? So, ito lang yun, Yan. So, ibig sabihin, we have 1 out of ilan lahat ng combination? We have 6. So the probability of getting a plain rice, chicken adobo, and banana is simply 1/6. Next, what is the probability that a person will receive a packed lunch with menudo in it? Alin-alin naman daw dyan ang may menudo? Ito ang mga menudo. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. This is 3 out of 6 or 1/2. Yung technique na ginamit natin is using the tree diagram method. Now, applying the concept of compound events. Ma'am, paano siya naging compound event? Isa lang naman yung lunch na yon. Compound siya kasi sa lunch na iyon, you have 3 events. Bakit siya naging 3? You have for rice, you have for the viand, and you have fruits. So meron tayong tatlo. And remember, sa ating FPC, how many ways can your family prepare a meal? You simply multiply the choices ng rice, which is 1, the choices for the viand, which is 2, and the choices for the fruits, which is 3. So we have 1 times 2 times 3, 6. That's why we have 6 different meals dyan. Now, how do we apply these compound events or FPC in our probability? Let's go to the first question. What is the probability of getting plain rice, chicken adobo, and banana? So, punta muna tayo dito sa plain rice. What is the probability of getting a plain rice? Ang plain rice ay isa lang naman or isa lang naman yung choices o yung choice natin sa rice. So, we have 1/1 times chicken adobo. Ilan ang chicken adobo sa choices natin? Isa lang naman out of dalawang choices. So, we have 1/2. Next, banana. Ilan ang banana sa ating mga prutas? Banana, apple, orange. Ilan ang banana dyan? So, we have only 1 out of 3 choices. So, we simply multiply all of them. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1 over 1 times 2 times 3, 6. So, we have 1/6. That's why our probability is 1/6. So, ganun natin ina-apply yung compound event. Next, for the second question, menudo lang ang tinatanong. Ang lumabas sa atin ay 1/2 or 3/6. Paano ba nangyari yon? We have the probability of getting a menudo. Ilan ba ang menudo sa choices ng ulam? Isa lang naman. Kasi isang menudo or isang chicken adobo. So, we have 1 out of 2. Kaya, yan. Kaya ganyan yung ating probability. This one is just simple event. Kasi isa lang naman yung hinahanap. What if we are finding for the probability of getting a lunch with menudo and apple. Menudo and apple. So, we simply get the probability of menudo times the probability of getting an apple. This is 1/2 times 1/3, 1/6. Tingnan nga natin. Ilan daw ang may menudo at merong apple? Isa. Isa lang. Kaya 1/6. Ayan. So, this one is a compound event kasi we use the word and. This is also a compound event kasi plain rice, chicken, and banana. Okay? Now, let us go to union and intersection of events. Remember, in your grade 7 maths, this is the very first topic na na-discuss ninyo, the sets. Kung natatandaan ninyo, the sets, the elements, union, intersection, complement, and so on. Now, let us recall all of them and let us apply the concept of probability. Okay, let us use this example. Oh, by the way, what do you call this kind of diagram? Kung natatandaan pa ninyo ang turo ni Ma'am Melba, anong tawag sa ganitong diagram? Yes, this is a Venn diagram. Suppose this Venn diagram represents the extracurricular activities of grade 10 students during the school year 2019-2020. Ano? The green one represents the athletics. The yellow one is the dance club. And then blue is for the band. Let us answer the following questions. Number 1. Ay, may sagot na pala. No? Ipapakita na lang natin kung paano nakuha yung mga sagot. Number 1, how many students are there in grade 10 in the school year 2019-2020? So, ang sagot daw is 187 students. Saan ba galing si 187 student? We simply add everything. Nakikita natin. Sige. Kunin ang mga calculators. Tingnan nga natin kung tama yung ating answer diyan. We have 41 plus 23 plus 22 plus 6 plus 32 plus 18 plus 26 plus 19. Ano, kasama to si 19. Ano, ibig sabihin ni 19, ito yung walang sinalihang extracurricular activities. Ano, hindi siya sumali sa athletics or sa banda or sa dance. So, we have 187 students. You simply add all the numbers na nakikita ninyo sa Venn diagram. Next, how many students participated in athletics? Okay. Titingnan lang natin. Ito kasi si athletics. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng number na naandito ay kasali kay athletics. So, we add 41 plus 23 plus 22 plus 6. We have 92 students. Ano? 41, 23, 22, 26. Kahit na kahit na kasama siya sa ibang curricular activities, still kasama siya sa athletics. And we are only asked kung ilan yung member ng athletics group. Ano, kaya ini-add natin lahat ng number na belong kay circle ni athletics. Next, how many students participated in athletics or in dance? Yan, dyan papasok yung ating union. Titingnan natin yung dalawang circle ni athletics at yung kay dance. So, lahat ng number na nasasakupan nung kanyang circle ay kasama sa ating bilang. So, we have, 41, 23, 22, and 6. Tapos kay yellow is 32, 18. So, we have 142 students. Sana kasabay natin yung mga calculator ninyo. Ano, para sabay-sabay tayong pumipindot. Okay? Next, number 4. How many students participated only in dance and band? Kasali lang daw sa banda at dance. Only banda at dance lang ang sinalihan niya. So, let us look for the circle of dance and band. Kailangan daw kasali parehas. So, ito yung titingnan natin. Now, may idinagdag na salitang only. Sabi, kasali lang sa banda at sa dance. So, we are only looking for this one. Kasi eto, hindi natin pwedeng isama dahil member siya ng athletics. Ano? Yan. Kahit nakasali siya sa dance at saka sa band, member naman siya ng athletics. So, hindi siya aari. Dapat kasi ay dance at band lang. So, we have 18 students. Next, how many students participated in athletics, band, and dance? Ano, kasali naman dun sa tatlo. We have to be very careful of the word and or, saan yung or natin? Or and only. So later, madidiscuss natin paano ba nagiging clue yung mga iyan. So for number 5, kasali daw dun sa tatlo. So we have this 22 students. And lastly, How many students did not have extracurricular activities? So, we have 19. Ano, ito lang yun. Ibig sabihin, itong 19 na ito ay hindi sumali sa kahit na ano dyan sa tatlo. Okay? Now, let us now discuss the different important terms. Suppose we have sets A and B. Set union can be defined as the set of elements that belong to A or B or both. It can be written as A union B. So, ang basa dito ay A union B. And using the Venn diagram, A union B is represented by this. Pag sinabi kasing set union, union, pinagsama. Okay? So, pagsasamahin mo si set A at saka si set B. So, lahat ng nasasakupan nila is belonging to A union B. Therefore, lahat kasama itong gitna, or both. Kaya, ito, and the center one, or yung ating gitna. Next, set intersection. This is defined as the set of elements that are common or belong to both A and B. Kasama or kasali kay A at kasali din kay B. It can be written as A intersection B. So, ang symbol naman is yung nakabaliktad na U. Kapag yun ay yung parang U. Kapag intersection, nakabaliktad na U. Okay? And it is read as A intersection B. Representing in Venn diagram, we have this one. So, ito yung intersection. Ibig sabihin, na kay A at na kay B din. So, ito yun. Ano yung gitna? Okay? Example. Yeah, let us have this example. Suppose set A is the set containing A, B, C, D, E. And set B is the set containing D, E, F, G. So, our union, or we say A union B, is simply pagsasamahin lang natin si set A and si set B. Set A is A, B, C, D, E. Ito yun. A, B, C, D, E. Iduduksong lang natin si D, E, F, G. Ma'am, ba't hindi nyo po inilagay si D, E, F, G? Kasi, nailista na natin siya. If we are listing the elements of a set, kailangan hindi pa ulit-ulit. Kasi each element is unique. So, kung meron na tayong DE dito, idadagdag na lang natin si FG. Now, set intersection or A intersection B is simply the common. Ano ba yung meron si A na meron din si B? E di si D and si E. Ayan, may DE at may DE rin siya. Yan. Kaya, siya yung intersection. So, if we will to draw, kung i-drawing natin siya sa isang Venn diagram, ayan. Halimbawa, dito si set A and dito si set B. Ano kaya ang nakalagay sa gitna? Ayan, syempre si D at saka si E. So, dito ay si A, B, C. Dito naman si F, G, at saka si H. So, ganyan yung itsura ng Venn diagram natin. And if we are to include the universal set o yung pinanggalingan ng lahat ng ito, so the rest of the English alphabet ay nakalagay dito. Saan ba tayo natapos? G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, ayan. So, yun yung tinatawag na universal set. Sorry, ang pangit. Basta yung mga hindi kasama dun sa set. At yung mga pinanggalingan set. Kung ang ating universal set ay the set of all English alphabet, so ayan ang representation niya. Okay. Now, let us go back to our previous example. Ayan. Applying the concept of union and intersection. Balik tayo dun sa may or and end. Ayan. Sa number 3, kung mapapansin nyo ay merong or. We have athletics or in dance. So, ibig sabihin, kapag sinabing or, this is the intersection. The union of dance and union of athletics. Kaya kanina, pinagsama-sama natin lahat ng laman ng athletics at lahat ng laman ni dance. Lahat ng covered ng circles na iyon. And, ayan, end. End naman dito, dance and band. So, ito lang naman yung dalawa. But, we added the word only, therefore, ito lang tayo. Kay 18. Ayan, end. Athletics and band and dance. So, this is yung 22. Okay? Okay, so this is very important. You always have to denote the word or, which indicates union, and end, which indicates intersection of events. More examples. A die is tossed twice. So, meron kang dalawang dice na, isang die na itinos or inihagis mo ng dalawang beses. A is the event of getting the same number, and B is the event of getting a sum of 8. Let us first list all the possible outcomes. Ilista muna natin kung ano-ano yung pwedeng lumabas. Yan. So, ito yung mga maaaring lumabas. Yung first number represents the first toss. Yung second number, or yung red, represents the second toss. For example, we have 1, 1. Sorry. Ibig sabihin, sa unang toss, 1 ang lumabas. Sa sumunod na toss, 1 ulit ang lumabas. For 1, 2, sa unang toss, 1 ang lumabas. Sa pangalawang toss, 2 ang lumabas. So, this is the sample space, or ito yung lahat ng posibleng lumabas kapag nag-toss tayo ng die ng dalawang beses. Now, A is the event of getting the same number. So, ilista natin alin-alin dyan yung the same ang number. Ayan. So, we have A, which consists of elements na may same number. So, we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, 6. Next, event B is getting a sum of 8. Ito naman daw yung kapag inad natin yung number, ang sum daw ay 8. So, alin-alin yun? Si 1, 1 ba kasali? No, because the sum is 2. How about 2, 3? No, the sum is 5. So, ang mga example natin dyan ay si 2, 6, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 3, and 6, 2. Okay? So, we have event A and event B. Let us find the union. Pag sinabing union, pinagsamang event A and event B. So, ito yung galing kay event A. Ayan, ito yun 1 hanggang 6. Kasama yung mga maaaring lumabas kay event, event, this should be event B. Yan, event B dapat yan. Okay. Kasama yung si event B, which is 2, 6, 5, 3, 3, 5, and 6, 2. Ma'am, di nyo na naman nilista 2. Kasi nailista natin siya kay una. Bakit? Because if we're asked to find for the intersection or the common element, we have 4, 4. Kasi meron si A ng 4, 4 and meron si B ng 4, 4. Okay? Another one. In the celebration of 2019 Turumba Festival, some students of Cablusan Integrated National High School were surveyed on what festival activities they have watched. The result is presented by the Venn diagram below. Yan. So, based doon sa survey, ito lang usually yung naisagot nila. Ginoo and Binibining Pakil and the street dancing competition. So, ibig sabihin, let us analyze first the problem, Sa mga sinurvey, ayan, 30 ang nagsabi na sila ay nanood ng Ginoo at Binibining Pakil lang. 45 ang nagsabi na ang napanood nila ay street dancing competition lang. Now, 25 ang nagsabi na parehas nilang napanood si Ginoo at Binibini at saka si street dancing. Now, etong si 10, ibig sabihin, 10 yung hindi nakapanood netong dalawang ito. Okay? First question, how many students were surveyed? Ilan daw ang na-survey ng mga estudyante? So, anong gagawin natin? Yes, we have to add everything. So, i-add natin, get your calculators. We have 30 plus 25 plus 45 plus 10. Kasama si 10. Honey, kasi na-survey din naman sila. Yun nga lang, wala doon sa dalawa yung sagot nila. So, we have 110 students. Next, how many students watched Ginoo and Binibining Pakil 2019? Ilan ang estudyanteng nakapanood ng Ginoo at Binibining Pakil 2019? So, you will look for this yellow circle. Ano yung mga number na sakop niya? We have 30 and 25. So, that is 30 plus 25, 55. Kinalculator pa. Number 3. If a student is randomly chosen, what is the probability that the student watched Ginoo and Binibining Pakal 2019? Ilan ba yung nakapanood ng Ginoo at Binibini? 55. Over, ilan lahat ng sinurvey? Yes. 1, 110. 110 pala. Ano? 110. 110. We have to simplify. Paano tayo magsisimplify? Kailangan matandaan ninyo yung pag-ano ng lowest term, ha? So, this is 1/2. So, parehas yan divisible sa 55. Divide 55, divide 55. So, we have 1/2. Next, how many students watched Ginoo and Binibining Pakal 2019 or street dancing competition? We have the clue or this represents yun. So, pagsasamahin natin itong dalawa. How many students? We have 30 plus 25, 45. Okay, we have 100. Next, if a student is randomly chosen, what is the probability that the student watched Ginoo and Binibining Pakal 2019 or Street Dancing Competition 2019? Ilan ba yung nag-watch ng street dancing or Ginoo at Binibini? 100. Ilan ba silang lahat? 110. Lowest term, 100. Ang 100 over 10 is, yes, 10 over 11. How many students watched Ginoo and Binibining Pakil 2019? And, this is our clue, and street dancing competition. So, this means the intersection, which is 25, so we have 25. If a student is randomly chosen, what is the probability that the student watched Ginoo and Binibini and street dancing competition? So this is 25 over 110, or simply get the lowest term. We have 5 over 22. Okay, so that is the probability. Another example. Cabulusan Integrated National High School Mathematics Department held Mathematics Camp 2019 and organized 2 competitions. So we had Matalentado and Mathletics. The Venn diagram below shows the probabilities of grade 10 students joining either of the 2 competitions. Plus, in illustrating using Venn diagram, we can also use the probability itself already. Pwede na tayong gumamit ng mga probabilities na mismo. Ibig sabihin, ang probability na ang student ay sumali sa matalentado is 0.3 plus 0.2. Ito na yun. So, that means 50 or 0.50 ang sumali sa matalentado. 50 over 100 or 1/2. Dito naman, 60% and 10% ang hindi sumali dun sa kahit na anong competition. Let us find the probability of the following. Matalentado only. Sa matalentado lang daw sumali. So, ito lang yung titingnan natin. Ma'am, ba't hindi kasama si 0.2? Matalentado lang naman yan. Ang sabi natin kasi ay matalentado lang. So, hindi kasama si 0.2 because this 0.2 also joined mathletics. Ang sabi matalentado lang daw. So, we only had 0.3 or 30%. Matalentado, ayan, sumali daw sa matalentado. Ayan, wala na yung only. So, we will consider this one na. So, we have 0.3 and 0.2. Therefore, we have 0.5 or 50%. Next, matalentado or mathletics. Pag sinabing or, this is the union. So, you simply add everything. We have 0.3, 0.2, and 0.4. We have 0.9. Ba't hindi kasama to? Sabi nyo po, everything. Everything na sumali sa matalentado or mathletics. So, ito lang i-consider natin. Dapat sumali alinman doon sa dalawa. Matalentado and, ayan na, the word and indicates intersection. That is why we have 0.2. Matalentado and mathletics. Now, the probability of randomly choosing a student who did not join mathletics, balik muna tayo dito, hindi daw sumali sa mathletics. So, ang gagawin mo, tatakpan mo to. Yan. Sige, para hindi tayo malito. Ano? Hindi daw sumali sa mathletics. So, tatanggalin mo itong mathletics. Ang matitira sa'yo is 0.3 and 0.1. That is why we have 0.4. 0.4 ang probability na ang estudyante ay hindi sumali sa mathletics. So, kapag hindi sumali sa matalentado, we have 0.4 at saka yung 0.1. And the other way of computing it is we simply subtract from 1. Kasi 'di ba 1 yung 100% sure tayo. Kagaya lang ng example natin kanina yung pag-asa forecast na uulan at hindi. Yan. 1 minus the sum of 0.4 and 2. So we have 1 minus 0.6 is 0.4. And we call this one as the complement of an event. Ibig sabihin, this is the set of all outcomes that are not in the event. So hindi kasali dun sa event. It is denoted by a complement. Yan, probability of a complement. And it is read as probability of the complement of event A. It can be computed simply by multiplying the probability of A from 1. Okay? Now, it's your turn. You may screenshot this part and answer the given questions. Okay? So, screenshot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Live selling. Next, you also have to do this one. Yeah, dito naman, involved naman si, yes, the probability itself na kagaya ng ating last example. Okay, screenshot nyo to part na ito. That's for your exercise. Let us have for example, and this time we'll have problem solving. Situational na talaga tayo. Number 1, when choosing a red ace from a standard deck of cards, what the probability is blank. So let us first, para sa mga hindi masyadong familiar sa deck ng cards or sa baraha, usually talaga when it comes to probability, laging ginagamit is baraha kasi madaming problems na pwedeng gamitin pang illustrate sa iba't ibang situation. FYI, ang isang deck ng cards ay 52 pieces. Now, in that 52 pieces, merong dalawang kulay na available. We have the red and the black. For the red, we have two suits, the diamonds and the hearts. For the black, we have the spade and the flower or the clubs. And for each suit, meron tayong tinatawag na face card. Pag sinabing face card, yung mga tao, no? And the numbered card. So we have king, queen, jack, alas, 2 hanggang 10. So this is 13 pieces. That is why we have 52 pieces all in all. Hindi natin sinasali yung joker na dalawa, ano? Okay, for question number 1, what is the probability of getting a red ace? Ilan ba yung pulang alas sa baraha? Dalawa, ano? Isang diamond at isang heart. So we have 2 out of 52 or simply 1 over 26. Yan ang probability natin. Next, the school principal decided to repaint the school administration building. The school custodian present 4 available color paints to choose. We have the green, the neon pink, the yellow, the neon red, and the royal blue. What is the probability that the school principal will choose green? Ay, by the way, class, for question number 1, this is just a simple event. Ano? Isa lang naman kasi yung outcome. And also, for question number 2, this is just a simple event. Now, ang hinahanap natin ay green. Ilan ba yung green sa ating choices? 1 lang naman. Ilan lahat ng choices natin? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, 1/5. Next, in a wedding, there are a total of 500 attendees. 380 of the attendees are friends of the bride. 330 of the attendees are friends of the groom. What is the probability that an attendee is both bride and groom's friend? Meron tayong 500 na bisita sa kasal ni Ma'am Jeng. Charot. Yan. Sabi natin, meron daw 380 na friends ng bride. At meron ding 330 na friends ng groom. Now, kapag ini-add natin ito, of course, lalampas ng 500. Ano? Hindi dapat mangyari yon kasi 500 nga lang daw yung attendees. And the question is, ilan daw diyan ang friend ng both bride and groom? So, ibig sabihin, merong intersection. Meron ditong friend ng groom at bride, meron din ditong friend ng groom at bride. Ano kaya yun? That means, meron tayong ibabawas dyan kasi lalabis ng 500. So, anong gagawin natin? I-add natin 380 plus 330. This is 710. Ang bisita lang daw ay 500. That means, yung lalabi sa 500, which is 210, ito yung bisita ni bride at ni groom. So, ang sagot natin is 210 attendees. Ma'am, bakit pa minus? Kasi, mga anak, naulit na siya, no? Kasama na siya dito, kasama rin siya dito. So, mauulit na yung 210. That is why we have to deduct it from the attendees, friend ng groom at friend ng bride. And if we have to illustrate it using the Venn diagram, ganito ang magiging itsura niyan. Ito si groom, ito si bride. So, ang nasa gitna is 210. All in all, ay, anong tawag dito? 500 yan. 210 yung ating common. Okay? This is 170. And 330 minus 210, we have 120. So, i-add nga natin 170 plus 210 plus 120 is 500. Okay? Last, in Teachers Division Seminar for the new normal setup in school opening via Zoom, 90 school heads joined. So, 90 yung participants ng seminar. 53 of the school heads voted for modular class as the alternative way of delivering lessons to the learners, that is event A, and 70 voted for online class, which is the event B. Find the probability that the school heads voted modular class only. So, ganito ulit yung mangyayari. Kagaya nung ginawa natin kay number 3. Ang total attendees is 90. Sabi, 53 for event A or for modular at 70 for event B or online. Ibig sabihin, lalabis na naman po tayo kay 90. So, we have 53 plus 70, that is 120. So, ilan yung ima-minus natin para maging 90? We have 33. And then, draw natin sa Venn diagram, Ay, sorry, ang liit. Basta itong gitna ay 33. So, we have 53 minus 33. We have 20 for event A. And then 70 minus 33, 37 for event B. So, ibig sabihin, 20 lang ang gusto ng modular only and 37 for online only. So, ang tanong naman dito ay modular class. So, we have 20 school heads. Alright? And before we end this lesson, let me share with you this quotation. The most important thing in life is to stop saying I wish and start saying I will. Consider nothing impossible, then treat possibilities as probabilities. Okay? And that would be all for today. Thank you for listening. And if you have more questions, you may simply PM me. Okay, stay safe, greet, and bye-bye.